remember like 6 years ago when AI was still a thing of sci-fi, and people were saying that the best thing to test an AI with is to see if a person knows it's not talking to another human at the end of the line. And apparently, in the future, maybe we can do the opposite. The best way to fake an AI is for a person to not realize that they're talking to 700 Indian engineers. When I saw this story, I thought that it's a joke, but no, apparently it wasn't. And what's even more surprisingly is that people fell for it. Like in a way, I kind of get it. I remember when character AI first came on the market, and people were just mind blown about the fact that you can talk with a fictional character and it responds to everything. And because ChatGPT wasn't a thing, it was like the first contact with an AI. And there were actual people that were thinking, what if there's Indians on the other side of the line? Like, what if in the shadows of India dwells a warehouse with people at keyboards? And you could immediately debunk that by saying it's like, okay, first of all, the English is impeccable. Secondly, the personality of the character is always spot on. But more importantly, it's how fast they would respond. Like they would write entire paragraphs of text within 2 seconds. Like no human being would be able to type this fast. And so seeing how companies have been bamboozled by what appears to be Builder AI, which promised a new AI technology that's capable of writing code. But in reality, there were developers there. Now, the way that also baffles my brain is why did people put up with this? Because apparently they were charging more than if you actually hired people to do the task. Which begs the question, if AI would be more expensive than actual workers, like what's the point in having AI? Like the whole point is to replace the human being, right? And so people got upset. People got ass mad when they found out that it's actual Indians behind the line, and they managed to steal quite a bit. Well, I don't think the word stealing is correct here. They managed to fraud a little bit. I think it's $40 million they got from investment firms. Sorry, $50 million, right? They got from Viola Credit, and they weren't very happy about it. The AI was called Natasha, right? And Natasha was apparently these individuals in the picture. It turned out to be 700 Indian programmers. The startup Builder AI offered to write any application like in a constructor by selecting the necessary functions. In reality, customer requests were sent to the Indian office where 700 people would just write the code. The company has now entered formal insolvency proceedings in the UK with a court-appointed administrator agreeing how to recover assets or salvage parts of the business. I don't really understand, like, what exactly can you salvage? I mean, obviously, like, people, I assume they paid the premium thinking that this thing can scale, right? I was like, okay, you got a new AI. It's still expensive now, but if we invest in it in the future, you will have the technology to make it scale and to make it better. But there is no AI. like, it's just 700 Indians. So the only way it could scale is if you hire 1,400 Indians. Anyway, I just thought that this is beyond hilarious. It's still shocking that major corporations are falling for these scams. I don't know how it can possibly happen. To be fair, though, I will tell you something else that's very controversial. That the entire AI industry could potentially, not necessarily be a scam, but be a bubble. There's a lot of people that talk about this in tech. But what it breaks down to is that OpenAI, for instance, which is the biggest AI model, is not profitable. It costs a lot more to operate than it's making money from people. And so the way it manages to sustain itself right now is through investment firms, venture capital, like people investing hundreds of millions of dollars into this. But unless they manage to figure out a way, if things remain the way they are now, they simply cannot make the money to keep the lights running. And there's many reasons for that. Number one, the AI is still hallucinating. Like, it's still not as perfect to be integrated in the way that many companies want. Secondly, and this is more important, people don't buy subscriptions. Like, a lot of people use the AI for free. And so what's going to potentially happen in the future, either OpenAI massively scales back the model. So you will see, a ChatGPT 6.0, let's say, that's almost lifelike, does everything you ask. But then it immediately scales it back to ChatGPT 3.5. And that's what you get as an average person. The government, the corporations, the banks, they will still have like ChatGPT 6.0. Right? Like the 3-letter agencies, like all of those individuals, they will have like the best AI imaginable that can predict human behavior and human patterns and all that shit. But you will just have ChatGPT 3.5. So I do think that's an actual possibility because it's just too expensive to operate. And it seems that other companies, like in the case of Builder AI, are figuring out the same thing. You can invest a lot of money into a business that will not offer what you think it does, right? Because they thought that, okay, well, this is an AI, it's going to be scalable. And I'm thinking, like, what if, like, 5 years from now, they find out that ChatGPT or a lot of other AIs that are legit, they're not scalable. Like, they still remain the same, It's very expensive to run them. Apparently, it costs gallons upon gallons of water for cooling. It melts graphics cards, especially when you're prompting it to do a picture and stuff. So if that happens, yeah, a lot of people are going to be very upset. This is why a lot of tech bros are calling the AI the gold rush, right? Like, the only people making money out of it are going to be the people building the shovels. In other words, NVIDIA, because they're making the graphics engines. But anyway, holy shit, I diverted, right? I went on a tangent here, like talking about another topic that I was passionate about. Yeah, regarding the India things, like here's another question, and I'm always unable to find an answer to it. How does it feel to work at a business where it's a lie? Like legit question, because I remember when I was younger, I was looking for a job after finishing university, and there was this call center. And I looked it online, and yeah, like, I was supposed to lie. And I didn't want to take that job. But, like, how is it for other people? Like, where do you go? Oh, well, I go to work. What do you do? I pretend to be an AI. Like, how do you live with yourself, I guess, like, maybe it's a different culture, right? Like, the people around you don't shame you for it. Like, there's no pressure not to do that, I suppose. Or maybe you're justifying that it's just a job. Like a legit question. I don't know how people can do it. Like I'm sure there are some individuals out there that you can find which are willing to lie. But to find like 700, like that's a huge number, isn't it? Let me know what you guys think though. And as usual, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.